Hello my friends, we've got quite the hodgepodge of updates today, so let's just jump right in.
I was gifted these Roma tomatoes from a friend, and I need to decide where I'm going to put them in the garden. I do have that 1 square foot space that's open that I forgot to put anything in, but I think it might be these are now a little bit too tall to put in there because it's going to block the peppers behind it from the sun. I also have in my higher raised garden bed, the one that's more level where I don't have to bend over, I might have some room there with the spinach and the lettuce, since those are going to be coming out soon anyways, so I might put them there instead.
This will be my 4th year growing tomatoes in this elevated garden bed. They do really well in this bed. My only struggle is that the bed is so high and the tomatoes grow so tall that it's hard to get to the top of the branches once it starts getting way up there.
My berry plants have been grossly neglected, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some of this organic berry cone fertilizer and go work on my berries.
These berries are going on their 3rd summer. I have a strawberry bush, a blueberry, and a blackberry. The blueberry has been the one that's given me the most fruit so far. I've gotten maybe a handful out of the blackberries and absolutely nothing out of the strawberries so far. So I'm hoping this year with the treatment that I'm giving them that the blackberry and the strawberries will produce some fruit and the blueberry will continue to produce more.
I have what I think is Thai basil seeds or seedlings all in my berry bushes. It's very prolific. So this tree right here, this little plant right here was Thai basil, and I think it's made its way into my berry pots.
I have these planters here to keep the dogs away from the irrigation system, so that sprinkler head is getting broken because every time somebody walks by on the path, the dogs get excited and they run into it and they break it. So I have the pots here. The blackberry bush there, the one that I'm messing around with there, that one's taking a lot of damage from the dogs because they jump up there and they've broken a couple of the branches off of it. And so I'm needing to find a better solution. I do want to keep these fruit bushes and keep them alive and have them produce, but I also want to find a solution to keep the dogs away from the sprinkler head as well.
Ah, that one was alive. Shoot.
I really wanted to get in here and clean up these bushes before the heat of the summer and possible snakes start sneaking around in these bushes. I don't have to do a lot of watering for these bushes because they're right next to the sprinkler system and it runs 3 times a week and it keeps them well watered.
We're supposed to have some storms roll in later today, so I'm going to go ahead and grab all my little cucumber seeds that have germinated, and I'm just going to go ahead and get them into the ground now because the rainwater will really benefit them. And I'm putting them over here at the edge of this garden bed along the edge here so that I can put a trellis and they can grow up the trellis.
I had 12 little pods in that mini greenhouse setup, and only 5 of them had germinated. So I'm only getting 5 bell pepper plants, but that's okay. I'm hoping that they will produce enough for at least our family.
I have a whole bunch of ants here, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my diatomaceous earth and sprinkle it in there to get rid of those ants as well. The rest of these haven't quite germinated. I think this one's about to, and this one might be, but there's no action or activity on these, so I'm just going to leave them in here. These, if they do end up germinating and blooming, then I will go ahead and get them into the ground as well.
I had quite a few strawberries on this green stalk that were ready to be harvested, so I took a few minutes to pull them all off so that we can have them as a snack today. I didn't work on this blueberry, or I didn't work on this strawberry tower, and I also didn't work on the blueberry that's right next to the strawberry tower, but I do have to come back and fertilize both of these plants as well.
This has been an incredibly difficult week for us. One of our pets has come down with some kind of a virus, infection, disease. We don't know what it is, but she's come down with something and we've taken her to the vet and the diagnosis isn't good. The quality of life check that they gave us, they said that the most they can do is maybe, if they can figure out what's going on with her, about 2 years, but her kidney functions are down to 25%. I feel horrible about it. I feel like I should have been able to catch this earlier. I don't know if it's the distractions from the family situation we're in right now, or being distracted with even these YouTube channel activity is the reason I didn't catch it early enough, but
For the meantime, she's gonna stay the weekend at the vet. They're gonna put an IV on her, try to flush out as much of the toxins that are in her body as they can. And then Monday we'll have to decide, depending on the results of her blood work, what would be the next steps for her. The following morning, we did end up going and picking up Nova because she wasn't eating at the vet's office and they needed her to eat in order to take the medication. So we brought her home and she did start eating a little bit. We were able to get her to take her medication, and then we were planning to take her back on Monday to see what the vet says. I want to give you a quick update on Nova. We went to the vet this morning and they sent her home. They took out the catheter that they had. No improvement on her kidneys, unfortunately. And so they said as long as she's eating and drinking, she's not in any pain or anything like that. The symptoms that she has is kind of like the flu symptoms where you have a light body ache and you just don't feel good, a little bit of nausea maybe. So as long as she's eating and drinking, they said just keep going, she'll be fine. Once she stops eating and drinking for 3 to 4 days in a row, that'll be when it's time to let her go, unfortunately. So we have her home. She's doing good. She ate a bunch when she got out of the vet, and she drank a lot of water, and she's taking her meds. So for now, we're just gonna embrace the time we have with her, whether that be a couple days or a couple years. We're just gonna enjoy her while we have her, and keep giving her all the love and support that we can. I woke up this morning wondering if it's time for me to go ahead and start that third garden bed, and I think it is. It's better for me to do it now before the heat of the summer starts here in Texas, but before all that, coffee and my Bible study. It's a cold and rainy day out in the garden today, so I'm gonna work on taxes. I'm getting a short break in between meetings, so I'm gonna hang out in my garden for a little bit, just enjoy a little bit of the color, a little bit of vitamin D, some warmth from the sun, and just listen to the birds. This isn't the countryside. It's not off-grid or untouched, but there's a kind of quiet out here I didn't notice before. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or just life is getting louder, but I've started to enjoy the quiet sounds of nature more. The peace of nature grounds me and it rejuvenates me, so I can continue with a cleared mind. All right, time to get back to work. Enough sunshine for me. I have made it to day 100.
We've made it 100 days. Congratulations.
Good Friday morning to you. It is my 980. So what that means is that in my work schedule, I work 9 hours a day for 9 days, and the 10th day I get off, meaning in layman's term, I get every other Friday off. So it's my Friday morning off, and we are going to run errands today. Well, not really errands. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to go see Fozzi and check in on him, give him a little bit of a groom, clean him up a little bit if he needs it, and then let him back out to the pasture. Then we're going to go to Lowe's and pick up some more wood for my third raised garden bed. We're going to try to beat Mother Nature. It's supposed to start raining, I think, on Sunday. So I'm going to see how much of my raised bed I can get built by then. And then after that, I think I just have to run and grab some things from CVS, maybe a couple things for dinner tonight at Walmart. But I don't know if I'll take you into those stores with me. I'll probably just take you along to go see Fozzi and then to go and pick up the wood. So we'll see you in a bit.
Brands like Samsung. Get a fridge with 0 clearance hinges, so the doors open fully, even in tighter spaces in your kitchen. And laundry that saves you time, like an all-in-one washer dryer that can run a full load in just 68 minutes. Shop.
I got lucky because Fozzie was still eating breakfast, so they hadn't let him out to the pasture yet. So I was able to just grab him from his stall so I can do some grooming. Fozzie's going to turn 28 years old this year, so he is very well into retirement, so he's just happily in the pasture hanging out and enjoying life.
Always starting off with treats.
Fozzie's in the middle of losing his winter coat, so I'm just using a shedding blade here to get as much of that winter coat out as possible. He looks pretty patchy right now because he's still got patches of winter coat and patches of, his regular summer coat. So he's not looking too great, but physically he's in very good condition. The most intimidating part of grooming Fozzie, but he's a real good boy. Quit hitting me with your tail. One more snack to go. One last snack to go. Bye, Foz.
Clean hands for the road. All done with Foz? On to Lowe's to pick up some wood.
I don't know why, but I love this quiet little road, this drive going in and leaving Fozzie's stable.
got all my wood, so I still have to go to CVS and pick up some of my supplements and some medications. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it off at the house first, drop all this wood off at the house first, and then go and run the second half of my errands. Let's get this wood unloaded. I've run my errand to CVS. It's about 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna stop by and get something for lunch. I'm close to a Panera, so I'm gonna stop by there and grab some lunch. And then I'm having trouble getting Nova to eat her medication, so I'm gonna pick up some snacks for her too, some puppy snacks, and see if hiding them inside those little snacks will encourage her to eat them. So after lunch, I'm gonna run over to either Petland or some pet store and pick up some snacks or treats to hide her medicine in.
I absolutely love bookstores, so I couldn't stop myself from stopping in at Half Price Books since I was so close by.
I have a weak spot for bookstores, so yeah, I showed you the ball book that I got for preserving, and this is going to help me with my journey in canning. And this one I was already planning on getting, but then I also got this one for everyday air frying, and I'm going to work on using my air fryer more during the summer. It gets so hot here in Texas, and to keep my house from overheating, turning on my oven and my stovetop, I'm going to take advantage of the 2 air fryers that I have. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna make an attempt to cook daily out of this book throughout the summer. So, well, I'll probably do a series on it to see how it goes, but I'll keep you posted.
With Nova's treat secured, I couldn't help myself, and I had to pop over to the craft store right next door. I spend most of my days working with numbers, spreadsheets, deadlines, structure. So I find myself here, walking through aisles of possibility. Not because I need anything, but because I need this feeling, the freedom to try, to build, to create something with my hands again. It reminds me there's more to me than what I do for a living. My friend, I want to thank you for running around town with me today. I wanted to end you with a good view of Nova as she's getting her energy back and she's starting to run around and be more energetic. Thank you for spending time with me today, and I will see you on the next one.